Now, next we move to Luke chapter 7, verse 36. Jesus anointed by a sinful woman. One of the Pharisees invited Jesus to have dinner with him. He went to the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table with the Pharisee. Then a woman in that town who lived a very sinful life learned that Jesus was eating at this Pharisee's house. So she came there with an alabaster jar that was full of perfume. As she stood behind Jesus, at Jesus' feet, she was weeping, and she began to wet his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair and kissed him and poured perfume on his feet. Now when the Pharisee who had invited Jesus to dinner saw this, he said to himself, if this man actually were a prophet, he would know who this woman is who's touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she's a sinner. We're all sinners. Jesus answered him. Jesus could read our thoughts because he's God. And the Pharisee's name was Simon. This isn't Simon Peter, it's a different Simon. He said, Simon, I have something to tell you. Tell me, teacher, Simon said. Jesus said, 2 people owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed him 500 denarii and the other 50. Now, neither of them had the money to pay this guy back. So the moneylender forgave the debts of both of them. Now, which one of them do you think would love him more? Simon replied, well, I suppose the one who had the bigger debt forgiven would love him more. You have judged correctly. And then Jesus said, and he turned toward the woman and he said to Simon, Simon, do you see this woman? I came into your house. You did not give me any water for my feet, but she wet my feet with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You did not give me a kiss, but this woman, from the time I entered your house, has not stopped kissing my feet. You did not put oil on my head, but she had poured perfume on my feet. Therefore I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven. Her great love has shown. But whoever has been forgiven little loves little. Then Jesus said to her, your sins are forgiven. Now the other guests began to say among themselves, who is this that even forgives sins? Jesus said to the woman, your faith saved you. Your faith in who? Faith in him. Go in peace. Who is this guy that if it says he can even forgive sins? Jesus proved that last week in our teachings, a few chapters back. They brought him a completely paralyzed man, couldn't move. And they said, Jesus, could you please heal him? He said, I will. And he went up to the man and he said, son, your sins are forgiven. And the Pharisees, these are the ones who eventually kill him out of jealousy and envy. They thought, who does this guy think he is? He's blaspheming. This guy thinks he could forgive sins. Well, again, he knew what they thought. And he said to them, what do you think would be easier for me to do? Do you think it would be easier for me to forgive this guy's sins who you couldn't see if they're forgiven or not? I could say they're forgiven, you wouldn't know. Or do you think it would be easier for me to make this paralyzed man get up and walk? Only God could do that. It would be much easier for me to forgive his sins. But to prove I have the power and the authority to forgive sins, I'm going to do the harder one right in front of your eyes. I'm going to make this man get up and walk. And he said to him, get up, take your mat, and go home. And the paralyzed man all of a sudden got up and ran away. And he said, if I have the power and authority to make a paralyzed man walk, only God could do that, I also have the power and authority to forgive sins, and I do forgive sins. Parable of the sower. Luke chapter